So welcome formally everybody to the webinar. The idea today is to discuss how to streamline your Lean Six Sigma practice with artificial intelligence, and we're going to be doing an introduction to the LeanStorming Chatbot. That it's a Lean Six Sigma AI tool that we just created. Actually, this week we updated we launched version 2 that is much better, and as the team receive feedback from the community, we make it better and better. So it's value added for everybody. Good. So we are LeanStorming. It's a value added enterprise. So we do consulting to Lean Six Sigma to clients through the United States and Puerto Rico, and the idea is to build a Lean culture. And in addition to implementing the Lean principles, that if you are a Lean practitioner, you are well aware, we try to integrate technology into it to ensure that we apply the best of the best and eliminate any waste in the process. So this is the agenda for today. It's a high-level agenda. Basically, talk a little bit about AI, talk about the console, make a couple of examples, and lastly, we will try to give a couple of examples and questions, so you can type your question if you have any questions in the chat, and we will try our best to answer. So, okay, so let's talk about artificial intelligence. I know that this has been a theme that it's kind of in the news. Actually, it has to be in the news because my mother shared with me, say, I have been hearing a lot from AI in the news. So if she's hearing it, everybody is doing it too. So what is that? Artificial intelligence is it's a computer science that try to mimic the way human intelligence works, right? And there's a lot of opinions about it. Basically, it's a way of the models of computer to create machines that learn, reason, problem solve, perceive, and use language. At the moment that we are at, it's a little bit limited because we're doing specific models of that. But given the current models that we have, it's mind blowing, right? So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. It could be, there's two ways of doing it. It could be like a genetic, that it's a model that you build that it has general knowledge. Like imagine like a trivia game where you know a little bit of everything. Or you can do a specialized models, a specific model, let's say for law, for health, that are different. So what you see there is a lot of feedback in AI from different models, and each company is building their own kind of model system to basically make a solution, special solution for special problem that people have. And but we are from Lean Six Sigma. Do we need Lean Six Sigma AI? And again, this is an opinion. Anybody could have one. I presume that if you're listening to the webinar, but you kind of are in this camp, and it's we are optimizers, and because Lean Six Sigma looks to optimize and enhance effectiveness, we have to take our own bullet. So we have to ensure that we are applying the best we can do to add value to the teams that we are at. So by design, Lean Six Sigma has want to optimize processes, reduce waste, achieve operational excellence faster and faster, right? And because of that, our team believe that it's something that we can leverage any technology, not only AI, but other technologies to make us better, more effective in the day-to-day operation of Lean. So why we build this solution, and it's because in my experience in the field for 20 years, I have not met one black belt that haven't said that they are are overwhelmed with the desk work. All the changes, all the documentation that they have to do, all the administrative tasks that they have to do, all the documentation. So they're, instead of being in the floor as a leader of management, implementing the changes and leading the principles in the floor, I would say that, I don't know what is your experience, but maybe 70%, 60% of the time, it's in a desk. And it should be that way. That's not the principles of Lean. So how can we optimize that and give time back to be on the floor, to be present, to be with the teams, to build the culture in the trenches? Right? So that's why I say let's build some tools to help everybody, or all the practitioners, to have more time available. So basically, let's talk a little bit then about the chatbot console, the LeanStorming that we made. It's, if you go to the site and you haven't gone, I encourage you to go there. You can do a free account and start playing with it. It's a free account, so you can play with some of the tools and the bots. So I call each one of the squares. It would be like a bot, right? It could be a bot, prompt bot. So let's call it a bot, make it simple. So as you can see, we are using OpenGI GPT 3.5 Turbo as the back end. It powers the solution. We have 47 LeanSixSigma chatbots. So for the practitioner, we're going to be talking a little bit about it, that they can do their work. Actually, yesterday we launched 8 new ones, and the idea is to build bot continually. As I receive feedback from the community that I need to do this and that, for example, if some client had needed to do a lot of leadership standard work. So we basically then do the design of that bot to be helpful for them. So we're constantly building those solutions for the practitioners. And like I say, there's a free test for you. If you want to test it, I'm going to be sharing this presentation, but you can scan there and you go directly to the site to do the free testing. Okay, so when you see, we have 6 modules, and we're going to be talking about those modules, what each module does. So high level, very high level, we have easy charters. It's all the typical documentation hassle that the practitioner had for building the charters. It's there. It will help them do it quicker. Problem solvers. It's a lot of problem solving bots to help you do it faster, right? LeanStorming, it's brainstorming. That's the name of the team. And the idea is that we have to focus on brainstorming Lean. So that's why it's LeanStorming. So it's brainstorming your products, your problems. Maybe we're going to see a couple of examples. Meeting unions, this is completely new, something that we built in this version. It's not everybody's good at doing meetings, and that is a skill that you will definitely need. So to help you do better meetings and gatherings and kaizens and all that type of solutions, we will help you there. We got you covered. Change champion. After the Kaizen is done, all the management of change, all the things that everybody's doing to ensure that stays. So we will help you there too. And lastly, it's a Lean Six Sigma guru. Imagine that you are a green belt starting up in Lean Six Sigma. So we have a lot of tools to help you. Imagine that you have like a AI private coach that you can ask questions, and it will help you with ideas and solutions. Okay, so let's go into each module. I'm going to be describing a couple of them. I don't know if you feel identified with this image. Is you are the relaxed documenter. Maybe you don't feel that way, but people see you that way. So we got you covered. If you have a lot of documentation that need to be done, so it's something that the easy charter will help you with. So And again, everybody knows, all the practitioners know how important the charter is, how important it is to have that definition of really the scopes and the risk assessment, business case. But you know what? It's not done enough in a way. So because everybody it says, oh man, doing another charter, that will take like a week. So not anymore. We can do like actually there's a video that I'm going to be sharing later where we can do here that we can do a first drive of a typical project charter in less than 10 minutes. So everything is there, and humans are really good at editing, but are really bad at writing. So we're taking the best of each one of us and do a synergy, right? So starting with the name of the project, then project statement, doing like a specific project statement, doing the scope definition. So you ensure that we're started, we're finished, building the business case, doing the risk assessment, and key performance metrics. So each one of the bots, we're going to see that, will ask you some inputs and then produce an answer. It's important that this is not like Word, that is a grammatic understanding of the statement. It's understanding the full behavior and context of what is happening. So if you write a packaging machine, the AI knows what a packaging machine. And if you write a pharmaceutical bottle packaging machine, it will understand what is a pharmaceutical, what is a bottle machine. It will understand the content of it, and it will give you a specific answer to that. So if you are kind of a slow documenter, we got you covered. This is the video that that if you scan there, you will go to the YouTube and see doing a project charter in 10 minutes. So if you are a problem solver, when you go to the floor, everybody runs away. We got you covered too. So because not everybody loves the type of solution that you bring to the table. So we have you covered too. We have Bell Service Help Desk. It's a bot for all the crazy stuff that they ask you, and you take a lot of time to answer that mail. So, for example, I don't know if that happened to you, but for me, somebody told me, let's do a Kaizen in the restroom. And I said, what? So, yeah. So you write down that request, and it will answer immediately, give you an example of a polite answer to it. It will give you a control plan then. Here, a control plan. Actually, it will give you a calendar of a control plan of what you want to do. For example, now error proofing. It's you give your process or the things that you're working on, and we give you ideas of error proofing for that problem. FMEA analysis is a high-level FMEA analysis. You give the process description, and we give you like a typical failures and ranking a little bit, so you can start that FMEA brainstorming with the team. Root cause analysis is the same. It will ask only 3 whys and then give you a solution to that. What could be the root cause of it? SWOT analysis for when you're doing more business cases and you want to put a strengths, weakness, opportunities, and challenges. You can do that. And I love this one. I think this was the first bot that I made. How to unstop my project. I don't know if you have been practicing a lot, but one of the biggest challenges of the black belts and green belts when they do a project is to have a stock project. It's stuck and they don't know how to unstock it. And sometimes they even have the trust of somebody that they can confide with and tell them what to do. So you can consult here. You say what it's stopping, is making the things that you think is stopping your project, and it will actually give you ideas of solution and a calendar of what to do when. So if you are that kind of a problem solver that everybody hates, we got you covered. So if you are that imagination impaired, not everybody is creative, and that is a unspoken skill set of the belts. It's how to bring up creative solutions to the problems. Some people are really not creative. So if you lack that creativity, I say, well, creativity goes to die. We got you covered too. LeanStorming bots in that part of the console, you have best practices. It will compare, you say a process, and it give you like a high level market research and saying FedEx is doing this company is doing that. So okay, it give you kind of ideas of what other people have done in the same situation. Cost cut ideas is basically you write down your problem statement, and there it will give you ideas of how to cost cut. For blocker is a typical reporting way of reporting for management. So you can just put the notes there, copy paste your notes, and it put it like pretty for you. So you have that. If you want SMET, quick changeover, you're doing quick changeover on your machine, you can do that brainstorming too with a typical solution for SMET in that specific equipment or process. Solution storming is you stock and you want to do iteration of ideas. You can put your process there, it will give you ideas. Tech Guru, that is really good, especially for new practitioners. I don't know if this has been your experience, but many of the new kids that what you do is tell them, do an analysis and bring me solutions. And usually they go into the catalogs in the internet looking for companies that are doing something. So this is a way of saying, I'm looking, for example, I'm looking for a scanner for receiving. I will give you that. And we have this many scanners and these models for these companies. So it gives you like a quick jump into the possible specific solutions for your problem. And voice of the client. This is something that is very tricky when you are doing a black belt project, because everybody has an opinion on what should be the survey. So it's a way of rapid iteration of possible questions that you can add to the survey. So if you are kind of impaired, you are imagination impaired, we got you covered. Okay, I don't know if your meetings look like this. All the people in the meeting in the Kaizen, or it's sleeping. So if you are a really boring presenter and don't want to admit it, we got you covered too. We have this is the new module that we built. It has some things to add to add to your presentation to make it more engaging and active. So you can start that meeting with trivia questions. So let's say that you're, let's do a 10 trivia question for the Yankees or whatever you want to do. Announcement email, if you want to do like a Kaizen presentation, and you don't have to take time to do that announcement, to send it by email and invite everybody for the midweek or closeout meeting. You just write down the inputs and it will create it for you. If you want to do a certificate of accomplishment for the team that made it, that completed a training, completing a certification that you're creating, it will give it to you. You don't have to worry about building that or copy pasting and looking in Google for templates. Forget about those. I love this one. It's really neat and new. It's create an icebreaker. You create a theme, or you share a theme, and it will create an exercise for you. And you can do iteration. You create a couple of them to get to see you like one of them. Kaizen week calendar is actually a new one too that we did. If you give a process, it will give you a calendar week, right? But remember that the AI is understanding the process, so it understands the context. So if you do something physical, let's say receiving or packaging machine or something like that, it will give you recommended tools and build the calendar of the week. But if you do something that is remote, like a call center, Kaizen, it will give you like what are the typical tools on that type of problem. Okay, so learning activities similar to the icebreaker, but it takes less time. So it's something that is more fast if you are time constrained. Recognitions. This one actually for me is one of my personal weakness. Is that let's say they say I have $50 and I want to do some recognition to the team. So if we say you can buy this or that, it creates a possible recognition for the teams. And short story weaver, you write like a description will give you like a story for you with a plot and a character and everything. And maybe you can use it as an example for your meeting. So and again, if you are a really boring presenter, we got you covered. We have tools so everybody can wake up and engage. Okay, if you are a phobic specialist, that person that is really averse to change, we have you covered too. These are for change. All things that once you build the Kaizen and you do all the exercise, now you have to ensure that you can remember there's a saying that says solution multiplied by the ability to implement is going to give you the real implementation, right? So how much can you change the organization? So for example, it give you communication plan, you get all the description, and give you how to communicate with the team, like emails, this and that, and help you design that communication plan. You just follow it. Follow up on Kaizen no shows. Those are really emotional emails that sometimes we have to do. But there's a way of you put the person that it was no show, the sponsor, and automatically do a polite and assertive email for you. Friendly reminding is more or less the same, but it's a friendly reminder or something that didn't happen. Leadership standard work. It's actually that was a request from one of my clients too. That I think I already mentioned it. That they were doing a lot of leadership standard work. So it's a way of doing all of them like first draft, doing the first draft quickly. Make me an SOP. It's something that I love to. I wish I will have. I made so many SOP in the past, so it give you like again a first draft of an SOP. You write the process that you're looking into, and it will automatically add the first pass. Okay. Regulatory watch outs. You write your process, and we'll give you watch out with this and that. For example, quality. If you need like management or change, do a SOP updates. It will remind you what type of things normally apply to that specific process. Resistance management is if it's something that you are having some resistance, so it will help you build some solution to manage that resistance with the teams. And support from a sponsor. Many of the projects have like missing sponsors, so it's a way of approaching politely the sponsor for getting something done. And again, it's a crafting email that is quickly and automatically will give you a quick answer. Lastly, this is the last model that it's Apprentice Extraordinaire. If you're a green belt starting and looking for opportunity solutions, we have a lot of coaching bots that will help you optimize. Like a 5S organizer, you write your process, it will give you ideas of how to apply the individual 5S into the process. DOE Guru, DOE, it's basically, again, you describe your process and it give you like a recommended type of DOE and give you a description and actually give you an example so you can understand what you mean. And Excel assistant is basically you put a text of your formula that you're trying to build and describe it, and the Excel Guru will fix it for you. Explain something further is let's say you have something that it's you want to explain deeply for a training, for example, or for exam. maybe like ANOVA. We'll give you all the extended explanation of it. And how it's called, sometimes we don't know how that is called. I know that is, and you can give kind of a description, and then it will give you how that will give you the name of, typically the name of how that is called. Lean Auditor is really something that I really love, especially for the new beginners. It's like having your Shigeo Shingo private Lean Auditor. So you write your process that you're going to be auditing, and it's like having that Shigeo Lean Auditor go into that process, and what typical question will they ask for that process. So you have it in your arsenal, so you can go there and do it the same. I understand the thinking on why they're doing it that way. Lean quotes, it's something if you're gonna spark a presentation or something, you can give a Shigeo or a Taishi different codes. You don't have to search it in Google. MATLAB assistant is similar to the Excel, but for MATLAB, let's say that you want to know, like, let's say a Monte Carlo code for something. So you write there Monte Carlo for 3 variables, whatever, and it will be a MATLAB code for it. So you can copy paste it and done. The key guide to brain stuff, it's the inverse of explaining further. It's trying to explain something like high level, something complex, like I mentioned ANOVA. Imagine explaining ANOVA to a kid. So explaining that in a simple term, maybe for trainings too. And lastly, is Visual Management Mentor, similar to 5S, but it applies to more than 5S. It includes KPIs, boards, all the things that will help the area improve from the standpoint of visual management. So as you can see, if you are Apprentice Extraordinaire, we got you covered too. And these are the bots that we currently have. So let's do a couple of examples. Because of timing, to ensure, I'm going to do a couple of examples previously made. So it's kind of already there. And then lastly, we're going to go, if you share a process in the chat, I can copy paste it and do some live examples. So let's start with the written ones. I chose some of my favorites. So problem statement. The problem statement will ask you for process description. It will ask you for the goal. It will ask you for the trend. It will ask you for the actual. And that is the typical way of doing a problem statement, right? So you describe your process. What is the goal? What are we trying to achieve? What is the trending? How are we deviating for that goal? And what is the actual this month? So you have those 3 pain points so you can match up. And if you put, let's say, a line clearance bottling machine, and again, you understand each one of the words, what that means. So you have that understanding. So it will give you this. As you can see, we copy paste that inputs into the system, and it automatically will give you like the goal. And then at the bottom, you'll see a 3 description. Something that is good is that we can pick here at the bottom, this is a number of generations, up to 3 iterations of the same request. So you can, maybe you like the first question as statement in this, but then the end of the other, so you can mix and match the solutions, right? So for example, in this one, the goal is to complete a line clearance bottling machine in 45 minutes, where the current trend shows that year average line clearance is 65. You see? So it builds all the context of you don't have to worry about the redaction of the state. So you do it faster. And then if you want to edit, you can edit quickly. So instead of getting like half-hour building it, you build that first draft in 2 minutes, in 5 minutes of editing, done. So this is I share the icebreaker. So let's say that the theme of the icebreaker is teamwork between shifts that don't know each other. So you're doing that to start up let's say a Kaizen week. and again, you ask, you write here whatever you want. You put the number of generations. In this case, I put 2. So it will give you ideas, a couple of ideas. So for here, it's a activity of dividing the team in 2s and give you all the steps for you to do that. Or another one, that's a shift relay race. So you can do that, and instead of typically what we do is look into the internet or look at a couple of that we have seen it and liked through our history, but after a while it gets old, so you want new ones, so you can do that quickly and fresh. I mentioned this one and how to unstop my project. So this is the inputs that it asks you. For example, this is a process description, Kaizen for line clearance of bottling packaging machine. What is the people reason? The way I approached it was people's machine and method. What is the people reason for the project being stopped? And Dave Cortez is the sponsor. It's not supporting the action list. Machine reason for the project. The PO scanner or the POs have not arrived. Method or reasons, method processes. So SOP has not been approved by quality or is delayed, right? And you input that information into the system, it will understand the context of each one of those things and will give you like a calendar, like a 5-week calendar of things that you should be doing week 1, week 2, week 3, and specifically recommendation for you to stock your product. You follow them and basically you're done. This is, I did 3 iterations. You can see here, one of the iteration, week 1, scheduling a meeting with the sponsor, identify alternative resources for delay scanner, work with the stakeholder. You see all the different weeks for that. And this is another of the solutions that it build the plans calendar. Okay. Next, I think this is the last one of the examples, so we can go into a live example. Let's voice of the client survey. Missing item. Let's say that the problem is that we have missing items in a retail client e-commerce order. So why basically you're actually gonna be the voice of the client is gonna be the real client, the outside client. So it will create something like this. Introduction, order placement. We'll ask you a couple of questions about the order placement, order fulfillment, customer service. You see, it's understanding that the context of what e-commerce means, what order means, what a retail client means. So it actually customizes your solution to that. And this is another one. This one to A, B, C, D, E. So you can the same. Basically, and if you like them, you can mix and match from the solution. Let's say that you ask for 3 solutions, copy paste it in Word, play with them. Actually, you can do it again, and send it again, give you another questions, and basically put it with it. So you could have a first draft in 5 minutes, then like 2 hours. Good. So this is it. Let's go to a couple of live examples. If you share in the chat processes that you would like to play with, we can do it live, or if not, you can, like I say, do play with it and free by opening up. I'm gonna give you like a warning advice is that the ChatGPT don't like alphanumeric symbols like a dollar. So you start with an alphanumeric symbol like a point or a sigma or an all those symbols. It will give you an error. So if you see an error when you do a submittal, think about if you're because it really don't like. But let's see if you share in the chat. Oh, okay. So oops, let's do copy paste here. Let's take a couple of examples here and do. I have a couple of process description that I just kind of pre-made in case something was needed. So let's play with this one and choose one of the bots so you can see how it works. Let's see. Let's choose this one. Maybe in SOP. We haven't seen that. So we copy paste the description. We put the number generation. If we put 3 here, we actually generate 3 SOPs, and we give a go. We give it a go. And as you can see, it's if you have played with ChatGPT, it will typically start writing, and you can read it, and you feel it's faster. But here, you don't see anything until it actually generates the last of it. So what I typically do, and I just send it, walk away, get a coffee or do whatever, and come back, and everything is there. So what I'm saying is takes like a minute. So if it's something complex, it will take up to 2 or 3 minutes of generating. If it's something simple, we'll do it in a minute. Okay, done. Took like a minute. Standard give you the title, purpose, responsibilities, procedure, all the steps, inspection, recording. As I share, it understand the context of what you're writing, right? So it's giving like an intelligent answer. So you have another procedure. So actually, because I wrote 3, you will create 3 of them. So the procedure, all the steps here for that. And this is the third one. And like I say, you can do like quickly a first draft that usually would take like 4 or 5 hours to do. You can do it like in 10 minutes because you copy paste it and play with it, edit it. And actually you can, if you want some more information, you can basically just edit it here and add it here and send it again. And we create it with that additional information. So it's quite useful, right? So I think let's do a last one. I try to see. Oops. It's something written in the charts. Okay, no. Let's pick another. Let's do regulatory watchouts. Process to change, what's going to be the process? If I send it now, it's going to give me an error. Let's try it because of 2 points there. Something to keep in mind so you don't. So let's take it out. Oh, actually it didn't. Nice. Okay, so he understood it. You see, regulatory watchout, quality consultant, regulatory compliance, risk assessment, document control, employee training, continuous improvement. Right? So it gave you high level things to consider when you're doing it. I think we have time for one more. Let's do a SMET. Okay, let's decrease our setup of back packaging machine from 2 hours to 1 hour. What can we do about it? Good. Okay. It seems to have taught a lot. Opportunity for SMET, it could be conduct detailed analysis of setup, internal setup. You see here, it give you a high level feedback of how to reduce the downtime. You see, a quick release system for changing the size of the forming saddle. See, it's understanding what the machine it really is. So I'll give you a couple of questions. Actually, the good thing about it, you can copy paste all of those and do it again and get another ideas from the system. That it will be similar but not the same. So you can do that with brainstorming on what to improve, what to do when you do that, especially when you're doing your first Kaizen or something similar to that. So basically, I think that this is the time that we have. If you have any questions, you can send it in the chat now or later, so we can discuss it. And definitely, if you have feedback of any suggestion or bots that you want to see, definitely we can add them after testing them, obviously, so we can improve the value of the console every day more. So I think thanks to everybody for your time. I think this is it. Thank you for your time, everybody. The idea is to build this and to have this interaction with the community, so we can build the community of practitioners and people interested in using the tools to leverage their own work. Like we say, it's it give you let the clerical work go to the AI, so we can have more time in the floor with doing value added with the teams. It's not something that it's going to be replacing in the foreseeable future people actually will leverage people. So they stop doing the boring part and start doing the exciting part of the things that really excite you in the morning before going to any Kaizen or project. Okay, so thank you. This was Dave Cortez. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Bye.